So we're back and we're talking all things my year on internship. So I have some questions on my handy dandy iPad that I'm just gonna answer, and I'm just delivering all the tea. Again, if y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, drop them in the comments, but rolling straight into it. One thing I wish I knew before going on internship, I would definitely say, is that it is a learning experience, right? So you have to take these learnings, ask all the questions, write the stuff down. Like, I wrote everything down in my notebook. Like, there probably isn't a day that I can't say like what we did. When I had questions, I would write them down in here. When we had supervision, like, just so I could track, because we also had to track our hours for internship, because you do have to get the 1200, so you track that or whatever. But internship is really about learning. Like, you are given the opportunity to work under a psychologist, to work with them. So at this moment, like, you should be asking all the questions. You should be really working to independence. Like, that's the point of internship, working towards being independent. So spend the year learning, taking it all in, and utilizing the connections that you have, like, while you're there, period. I completed my internship year with Miami-Dade County Public Schools, right down in the bright and sunny Miami-Dade County, Florida. And I chose them because, again, my internship experience was something that I needed to look like what it would look like when I started working. So in Miami, you know, you have some beautiful Black and brown students, beautiful Black and brown families, ELL populations, and they had a bunch of different specialty rotations that they were offering. So really to give me like a whole like gamut of what the field looks like, right? So that's why I chose Miami. It looked like what I wanted to do in the future. It made the most sense. So I packed myself up and moved down to Miami. I literally spent a day going down to Miami. Like, I flew down to Miami to look at apartments. My friend Shaniqua, she also did the same thing. We compared and contrasted apartment locations, and then we chose one and moved ourselves right on down there to start our internships in August of 2019. So when I got to Miami in August of 2019, they were undergoing some like crazy processes and changes, and this person, whatever the case may be. So because of that, and because of like the backlog that they had, we started the school year in this process that they call deployment. So that's really like every school site that's in the district being given out cases to just go ahead and test to get these reports out so that they can start the school years afresh. So we didn't really get into our schools till about like the end of September-ish, early October, when school started in the middle of August. So that was strange for me. But in terms of what I was allowed to do, that started with like my supervisor. So my supervisor really like helped me to learn the one thing that I really needed out of my internship year was humility. So I came in off of like all of my practicum supervisors like throwing me into stuff like, okay, watch me do this test. Oh, you got it? Okay, cool. Week 2, I'm testing, counseling, doing all of that. My internship supervisor, she looked at me and was just like, yeah, girl, like, I don't really know you like that. You're not from down here. I don't know what your training program's teaching you, so we need to work slowly to get this done. And for me, at first, I'm like, what you mean? But it makes sense, right? Like, that lady ain't know me from nowhere to be like, oh yeah, go test these kids. Like, she really said to me, like, I would be crazy if I started allowing you to start testing like immediately. And that's what I wanted, because that's what I was used to. And a lot of times you really just need to humble yourself, sit down, shut up, and do what the people telling you to do, right? So I did that, and by the time we were off deployment, I was testing, like getting the ball rolling, getting these evaluations knocked out. Like, we was working like a well-oiled machine. She made sure that I had all of my evaluations done. She made sure that any experiences that I told her that like I was trying to seek out, that she looked for those things for me. And I really appreciate that of her overall, like for real. So what you're allowed to do on internship really is based on your preparedness, and it's based on your supervisor's understanding of who you are and how prepared they think you are to do the work. So don't go in there like me thinking you know it all and that you're gonna start working, because you're not, and that's not the reality of the thing. My supervisor and I had 3 schools. We worked at 2 elementary schools, and in Miami, elementary is considered pre-K, and one of our schools even had a Head Start. So Head Start through 5th grade, and then we also had a high school, so 9th through 12th. So I was working with just about everybody, and I would say that their training program was definitely very much comprehensive. So let me grab my handy dandy notebook. You know I keep a notebook for everything. This was my internship notebook, and I also used it for practicum. I still use it to this day. But on the very front cover here, when I tell y'all that like Miami's internship program was comprehensive, they had a quota, I guess, to say that they wanted us to meet for our internship, like to say you did, you know, data-driven field, these are the numbers, you have to do this. So I would say that our internship experience in Miami was definitely comprehensive because they wanted us to work and get the ability to work with like every exceptionality. You can see that these were the types of evaluations that we had to do. We had to do gifted, SLD, EBD, all of the, y'all know the exceptionalities. If you made it to internship, you definitely know what the exceptionalities are. Also wanted us to engage in different types of activities. So like running IEP meetings, or staffings as they call them there, running SST meetings with parents, doing some counseling, and a whole bunch of different things. Creating FBAs and BIPs, doing an in-service, doing a specialty. Oh wait, like literally very much comprehensive. You can see by all of those the pink strokes, sorry, that by the time that COVID cut us off in March, I was pretty much through all of my evaluations. Being down in Miami with just some amazing Black people, I met some of the most amazing Black women on my internship. When I tell y'all, like, if I don't thank God for anything else about internship, about my experience, it was the amazing, phenomenal, wonderful Black women who tapped into me and like my learnings while I was on internship. When I tell y'all, like, the Black women that are in Miami-Dade County, y'all need to go check them out. Like, just to check them out, to learn from them, to learn a thing. Like, that was probably the most phenomenal part about my internship, honestly. And my favorite part, right? So my favorite part was my internship supervisor and one of the school counselors that was at this amazing school that I worked at. And when I tell you that if Miami-Dade couldn't have did nothing righter, they paired people, and I can say for me and Shanique, they paired us with the perfect internship supervisors. Like, my internship supervisor, like, she really, if it wasn't for her and the school counselor that, like, I love to death, I love them both to death, I probably wouldn't have made it through internship. Like, honest to God, being in Miami and just what that experience was, I would not have made it through internship without the two of them. So definitely, like, working with them was definitely a highlight of my internship experience. Like, my favorite part of my internship was being able to do a specialty rotation with the Miami-Dade County Juvenile Justice Center School. For our specialty rotations, we were allotted like half-time or full-time placement of being able to go to different settings. So other people wanted to do like EBD placements or IND, ASD, and you know me, I want to work with the babies that the other people don't want to work with, because those are my babies. Like, the people that are the students that people have forgotten about or they're not thinking about, like, those are my babies, because I want them to like remember and, you know, to know that somebody is always thinking about them, because that's the truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely asked those questions, and again, date these people, ask for what you want. I was able to, and I guess am now, the first school psych intern to be able to do a specialty rotation with them. And I was only there for a little bit of time before COVID cut it off, but I learned so much. Like, I literally went there for 6 days, like 6 individual days, and when I tell y'all, like, I learned so much from those students and from those experiences that really changed the way that I practice. They really changed the way that I think about our students, and they changed the way that I like what I want for our students, what I see for them, and just like it gave me an understanding of like what we're not doing right for our students in education specifically that allows them to end up in situations like this. So it's like really a bigger conversation about the systems in place, but working with these students. And there is a post on my Instagram about just a little bit about my experience, so that y'all could go look at that on my school site Instagram specifically. The worst part of my internship, I wouldn't even say there was a worst part, but Miami, at some points during my internship, it was really a struggle. Like, I didn't know if I was gonna make it on the other side. Like, people was hating. It was some tensions between like just being a black woman and speaking up for myself, because I'm never not gonna speak up for myself. And a lot of the times I felt like I was seen as like the black angry intern. Like if I voiced my concerns, or if I like challenged our people, them, I'm not even gonna say, but yeah, like if people felt challenged, I felt like a lot of times like that was taken away because I was a black woman and like everybody else wasn't saying nothing. So overall, I would say that would be the worst part for me. How did COVID impact my internship? So COVID came around March 13th. I was on a plane going to Maryland to celebrate my friend's birthday when my supervisor texted me like, hey girl, they got school canceled because of this pandemic. And at that point, we were really in limbo. Like our district didn't know what was happening, what was going on, what we were gonna do. So there was a while like we weren't even getting paid because they didn't know like if we was gonna be able to go back to school, what that would look like. It was a whole thing. So then that was probably like the week before spring break. We came back from spring break and they were like, all right, we're gonna just continue virtually. So they had like a virtual continuing learning plan or something, CLP is what they called it, of us coming together as a cohort. And there were like 13 of us, 15, I don't know the number, but it was a number of us. And we came together and we did presentations. So we presented on topics that they either gave us, or like for me, they wanted me to present on my experience at the Juvenile Justice Center school. So we did that from, that was probably like April all the way until June. Like the last day of school was June 3rd. So we did those presentations, and we also did like case studies. So that I definitely think helped us in the end to just like hone in on our skills and really brush up. Overall, would I say that I was prepared to be a school psychologist post-COVID, having only done half my internship? Yes, a million times yes. My supervisor definitely prepared me, like from the very beginning. Once she started getting me, or once she started allowing me to like work, she really started allowing me to like work like independently, like pseudo independently. She was there, she would review my reports and all of that. But by the end, I would definitely say like I was ready for practice. There are moments still when I'm working now that I'm just like, dang, I wish I was able to get a little bit more. But overall, I knew what I knew. I know what I know now. Definitely was prepared to be a school psychologist after COVID. Loved my internship experience. If I could have changed some things, I probably would have. But overall, I learned a lot. I became the practitioner that I am today because of the learnings that I acquired during my time in Miami. And I would probably like 7.5 out of 10 recommend that you will apply to be interns in Miami-Dade. Don't tell them that I said that. Don't tell them I even sent you. Y'all don't even know me for real, okay? Don't bring me up. Just go down there, see what it's like for you, learn some things, and do what you gotta do with that information. And final words to y'all, right? I just want to remind you all that because you're here watching this, trying to get more information about internship, you already know, like you already are ahead of the game. So in your interview process, don't forget to date these districts, right? Ask the questions. Don't let them just question you. You ask questions, because this experience is going to be the guiding experience that you're leaning back on when you become a practitioner. There are many moments where I'm just like, dang, like, what did I learn in Miami? Dang, I'm going back to this notebook to specifically see, like, oh, in this situation, did I take notes about like what we did? The internship is very important, so take it very seriously, but also like know that you know that you got it, know that you're capable, know that it's gonna be hard, right? Like, this internship process, grad school probably was very challenging for you. Internship ain't gonna be any different, but rightfully so. Like, you're gonna be on your own and independent next year this time. So think about that, right? Allow that to settle in, marinate in that, and remember that you have it. You are here for a purpose. The field needs you. I need a colleague like you in this field. I need you. So the students need you. I need you. The field needs you. The world needs you. These districts, baby, they need you. So don't be so hard on yourself. Internship is going to be a whirlwind. There's going to be a lot that happens, but know that you are right where you're supposed to be. And that's it. That's the tea. That's the real tea for today. So if you made it this far, I hope that you have already liked, commented, and subscribed. Hit the bell, hit the buzzer, make it make noise so that you can be reminded when I drop a video. They're gonna notify you, they're gonna let y'all know. Okay, thank you. So next week you will be hearing from my friend. I don't know which one I'm gonna drop first, but you'll be hearing from one of my friends about their experience on internship, because I'm just trying to give y'all the whole gamut of internship experiences so you can pick and choose what you want. Take what you need, leave what you don't. Remember that. Just take what you need, leave what you don't. If y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, leave them in the comments. Hit me up on IG and my DMs. I answer all my DMs. And I'm just looking forward to sharing more information with y'all. So see you next week.